How to build a diagonal build in Minecraft. Hello, Vidargavia here and welcome to this Minecraft 1.13 Let's Play from the Diamond Society. Yeah, episode 6 guys. Episode 6. Last time we created this here very magnificent church interior. A little bit crazy, a lot of fun. And you guys seem to like it, and I am super happy about that. That is cool. Today we're going to build a diagonal building in Minecraft. Yeah, we're going to tackle this one, hopefully this one as well, although not all of them are diagonal, but this one sure is diagonal. So yeah, we're going to show you how to build in on the diagonal. We're going to show you how to build on the diagonal in Minecraft. It'll be an interesting experiment, and I love building like that. It's quirky. And it's quite difficult, but it's fun. Yeah. So in between episodes, I have upped my gear. I now have decent gear with mending on it and all that lot, which is really nice. Although I have some rubbish pants that I found in the end. Yeah, because I made a trip to the end. I tried to get some shulker boxes, but I didn't do it. I didn't make it. Well, I made it back and all that stuff, but it was too difficult to find any shulker boxes. So, if you are on the server and you have shulker boxes, I am looking to buy some, guys. The end is just super explored, and yeah, it's tricky. That's how it is. Yep. So I am looking for shulker boxes, guys. Shulker boxes, shulker boxes, shulker boxes. Anyway, let's get going with this stuff. Okay, but before we get on with the diagonal build, I think we should build up this build so we can see sort of what this looks like when it's not diagonal, and then do the same sort of principle over here. And that's going to be very similar to this here style. Now, this is fancy build, so it has like a base and all that sort of stuff. This one is not going to have a base. Okay, we need to take this out, replace it with sandstone. And then we need to have the dark oak above, and then another layer of sandstone. And I think maybe final layer here is going to be dark oak, okay? And it's going to be, of course, the stripped version. And go in parallel like this here. We're going diagonal. No! Going horizontal, for Pete's sakes. Horizontal. Now, there are fancy pillars here, like this. That's not going to be in this build. There are edges of the orange stuff. That's not going to be in that build. And there's archways in. I think that's not going to be in there either. Now the stairs can stay. The buttons are going to stay. And we're going to have the same acacia roof. So let me build this up and we'll have a look at that. And then we'll sort of apply that to the diagonal build. Alright, so typical house, according to our style here, but simplified, right? So, first of all, you can open and close the shutters. You can even actually close them completely if you want to, which is very nice. We have some curtains on the inside. Nice little gradient on them. We have the same sort of roof. However, it slants less than this here roof, right? So it's just slabs going up. And then we have the typical stripiness. I've introduced some oak buttons here, along with the spruce buttons, just to give it a little bit more life. You have some stairs to give some interest and things like that. And that's pretty much the whole build. Spruce doors and things like that. Now, I did say I wasn't going to use any of the cut sandstone, but I felt that we needed something in the corners to just make the corners a little bit more defined. So instead of the red sandstone, which is really like marked, we have a more subtle edge to this a little bit simpler build. So how do we apply this onto this? Well, first of all, we can just build things up, right? So we can just assume that it's as normal. We can just plan it out with cut sandstone in the corners, and we will have a layer of sandstone here. So we'll just plonk that down. Well, if we can place blocks maybe. And the thing is, when you build on the diagonal, you have to simplify and you have to actually allow room for things as well. So it's going to be, for instance, really tricky to have a window in this build. So instead I made a bigger doorway. And on this side here, we can probably have a window, for instance, here. And we have to leave a fair few blocks and maybe one here. So that's one thing to think about when building in the diagonal in Minecraft. Now the thing is though, are we gonna have sandstone all the way here, or are we gonna make this doorway something special? Don't know yet. It might be a little tiny archway, for instance, or something like that. Because remember, this here is meant to be where they have their studies, or they study to become real good at being monks, basically. However you do that. So once we're done with this, we need to actually tackle the dark oak, and that's going to be even trickier because that is directional block. We're going to have to decide what direction we're going to go in here. And I think first of all, we need to basically have only the dark oak wood here, because otherwise we're going to have plenty of really weird seams here and things like that. I mean, I would like for us to go like that. Does that make any sort of sense? I guess it doesn't. But you can see on the logs if they are facing the same way, right? So you have to make sure that you do that with directional blocks, and I think the trick here basically to place them like that. That looks good. Then we need to make sure that this and this is the same direction, and I guess if we place it there, 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 and there, we should be fine. And then we can go and retrieve a ton of blocks back here that are actually just temporary. So let's see what happens if we debark this now. See, that does look alright. It looks alright from the front. It looks alright from the side. It's a real good thing that we have these blocks, so that we can choose not to have it so directional. If that makes any sense. Alright, so let me build up the walls and we'll see what sort of space we have. Alright, so this is what we got. I think it's looking pretty good actually. You know, it always looks a little bit odd with you know, with diagonal builds in Minecraft, but once your eye gets used to it, it's not bad. And yeah, so here's the thing: you can't have doors here, okay? You know, you just can't place it. I mean, you could place one like that, maybe, and one like that, but that would just look weird. You're better off having sort of just entrances. Maybe put something in them like banners or something. We can look at that later, perhaps. So, well, actually, we can look at it now. So one thing you could do is you could take a trapdoor of some sort and put it on the underside of the doorway like this. And then you can take two banners and place on either side like that. That could be a pretty cool entrance. In fact, I think we might do something like that for that entrance there. But this one here, I figured we would try and make some sort of archway. Now that's not an archway though, and we have very limited space here. But if you're tricky, you might be able to do something with stairs that makes it look a little bit like an archway. See, that's not too bad. It depends on what we do up here, I guess. So we could perhaps go with stairs like this. And then, yeah, have some sort of wood in the middle here to give it a little bit of stability. Yeah, that could look cool, especially if we have wood in the background as well. Let's see, do we have any? Yep, we do. Let's try these here. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool. And then we can actually continue here. Oh, tearing down my own building here. If we want to, that, and then maybe go down like that. That could be an entrance. Yep, but all of a sudden I made it a lot smaller. I do like it though, but I think maybe this still should be wood. And I think maybe these two need to be polished or cut. Sorry, cut. Sandstone, like that. That's a pretty cool entrance to a diagonal build. And this also, we can probably put some sort of banners on the inside with. Oh yeah, you can't put two, but that's a bit of a shame, that is. Yeah, that is a bit of a shame. Because that looks really good. It would be real nice if we could have another one, like there, on the other diagonal. But anyway, that's something we can fiddle with later. Now, what about the roof, you ask? Well, I would say that the roof should function much like it does on the others here, but it's going to be tricky though to determine where the stairs are going to go. And it also depends on where we want to have windows, so we need to talk about that as well. A minute here, I just want to see what this looks like if we build it up a little bit. Also, then what do we do with this bit of the roof? Well, we can at least do that. Well, we can do that. Although that takes away some of the interesting feature there, so I don't think we're going to do that. In point of fact, we might not want to have these either. We'll see what happens with the roof here. Yeah, I'm not opposed to this at all. So let's think about windows then. Let's think about windows a little bit here. I mean, could potentially have one here. Now, of course, if you use glass for your windows, then you can't have panes in diagonals, because that'll look really strange. See if we can have another one here. Fine. But since we don't use panes in this style, it should be alright, you know. But we can probably put banners in here as well in these windows if we want to, and things like that. Yeah, not too shabby at all. So stairs then. Now on this build here, for instance, we have stairs on either side of the windows, and the problem is if this is one side, we have to just sort of define what a side of the window is. That's what we have to do. That's one side, and this is one side. Then all of a sudden there's two stairs in a row there, which looks kind of weird to me. So I would probably say that this is one side. But if we put a stair there, that's going to look a bit weird, because we can't put a stair there because we don't have a roof there, and also it looks weird with the corner. So I would say we skip the stairs. Sometimes when you build on the diagonal, you just basically have to simplify. Alright, so the roof is on. It's interesting to see that because we have this indentation here, standing around here feels really quite interesting. Whereas standing around from the gable here, yeah, it's alright, but it's not as interesting. And actually, standing around from here makes it look quite confusing at the moment. I think we can fix that with actually sorting out the windows, so you can't see straight through everything here. And some bits like that, and maybe even have some sort of thing in the doorways as well, to be honest. But another interesting thing happens because we have that indentation over there. The roof suddenly isn't even when we come up here. So of course everything goes in zigzags here on the roof. But actually this here block and this here block, they're both an effect of the fact that we have two blocks coming up here all the time. And so I thought, well, we can do a little feature, make a little feature out of those two blocks by just putting some sandstone there. Kind of in my head mirroring what we have up there, like the light inlet, but of course this is too small to actually have a light. And plus we can't really put a slab on top of this now because, you know, half slabs, and if we make it a full block, I think it's too tall. So yeah, we're stuck here again with compromises because of the diagonal nature of this build. But yeah, we just have some details left to do. We need to deal with the windows because they're super big at the moment because they're a whole block wide, you know, in two directions. And we need to deal with the doorways as well and some bits like that. Let me basically finish this up, and then we'll have a final look at this diagonal build. Alright guys, look at that. I think that looks awesome from the air. Very awesome from the air. Now I'm completely out of most my wool types, so the green is temporary, although I don't think it looks too bad. And really, honestly, that is what makes the build. Because you can't see through the entire build, suddenly you sort of understand a lot more what it is supposed to be, in my opinion. Also, I managed to hang this banner. I am a sneaky one, I am. So just placing some trapdoors here and folding them in makes them pretty much invisible, and just sort of gives a little bit more definition to the entrance here, right? And at the same time, if we go on the inside, we can hang the trapdoor on this little lip here, I suppose. And that really makes this entrance really cool, I think, because now it looks like there's like all sorts of fabric just in the way, you know, like a drape or something like that, and then you sweep that aside and you come into the building. And yeah, of course, I haven't done anything with the insides here, but we'll get back to that later on. And yeah, okay, so there we go. Diagonal build in Minecraft. That's how you do it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think. Hello, Spidey over there. And let me know what you think in the comments. And I will see you next time. Bye!